Hello, everyone. I'm Janie Bonavunker, founder of Multidimensional Self, medical medium, and intuitive development life coach. We have another special guest, Amber Meyer, one of Multidimensional Self magazine author of Transformational Healing in the Akashic Records. Don't know if you guys noticed the libraries behind us. So we're definitely going to have a lot of fun with today. Thank you, Amber, for being here.
Thanks for having me, Jane. I'm really looking forward to chatting with you.
Yes. So for those of you that don't know, Amber Meyer is a multidimensional healer, teacher, and coach who has a passion for helping light workers discover their soul purpose, awaken their unique gifts, and take powerful steps forward on their soul path to achieve their visions in life. Amber loves to share the magic of the Akashic Records and angels through her Akashic Angel Healing Academy, which we will definitely be asking her about later. So hold your questions. um, so first, let's go back to the beginning, especially for those of the listeners and readers that aren't familiar with the Akashic Records. Amber, can you give us a little insight on what or how do you define what the records, the Akashic Records are, and how did you get involved with it and it becomes such a part of your life?
Absolutely. It's actually kind of a funny story how I ran across the Akashic Records. I was in the middle of my own awakening journey, really struggling to get my gifts online. I just absolutely felt that there was this much deeper purpose that I had in life, and I just was having a hard time figuring out what it was. And so I would go to different like intuitive and healing fairs, and I walked by this guy that his desk said Akashic Records, and I'd walk by and I'd just be like, Akashic Records, like, what is that? Just keep walking. And so today, that's actually a question I get a lot is like, Akashic Records, what the heck is that? Because it's
Yeah,
not exactly descriptive, right?
right.
So if I were to name the Akashic Records, I would just call them soul records. I think that would be a lot clearer and people would have a better idea of what that means. And so the Akashic Records are really an energetic recording of your soul through every moment, every lifetime. And so there's lots of amazing information there to help you understand the current circumstances of this lifetime, to help you with your awakening journey, help you with your healing journey. And so Akashic comes from the word Akasha, which is a Sanskrit word that basically means ether or spirit. And so it's really just energy in its earliest state is where that word comes from. But I think you can call them soul records and it becomes just so much more
Clear.
clear.
Yeah, clarity.
Oh, so like I mentioned, I really earlier in my life, I struggled a lot with both like physical and mental pain. And I was really on a search to help with my own healing. And in that process, I really started my awakening journey and really felt like I just knew I was here for a bigger purpose. And I was really struggling to figure out what that was. And then more frustratingly, I felt like I was really intuitive, but I never felt like I could like really get those gifts online, or I might get just like a little taste of it and then I couldn't
Yeah,
access
or
it
like
again. Yeah.
use it and wield it.
Trust it, have confidence
Yes.
in it, all of those things. Yeah. And so I took class after class after class. Like I still am like a kid in a candy shop when it comes to
Oh
any
yeah.
healing modality and
Yeah.
about energy, anything metaphysical. Yeah, I know you and I probably could like talk for hours just about the
Oh yeah.
different stuff we've like spent time discovering. And learning the Akashic Records was really this like amazing launch off spot for me in my development. The energy of the records really helped me really tune into my gifts and help me understand them a lot more, and really helped give a lot of clarity and purpose to my life. And it also really helped me look at where I was blocking myself in all
Mhm.
aspects of my life and really be able to work on that and do some deep healing. And it really started to highlight to me that part of my purpose is to help people who are struggling with the same thing as me, the people that they really, really want to be able to develop their intuitive skills, but they really struggled with it. They really want to be able to communicate with their angels and their spirit team. And so that's a really big part of what I do now.
Yeah. I like how you said and I'm sure the listeners and readers too have gone through tons of modalities or tons of courses and trainings, and we love it. But things really came on and amplified for you when you got to the Akashic point. I would have to agree with that. I think it did the same thing for me when I, worked with you. Yeah, everyone, Amber is amazing. And she explains it so amazingly. But yeah, same thing. It's like, so the Akashic, it's like this laser beam. And I think it just really amplifies and it really clears out where you can, yeah, use your gifts. They come online, I think, a lot more. So you kind of mentioned some ways that you used it and it helped benefit your life. Can you also mention some major benefits that others, like you said, breaking down obstacles and blockages and stuff, that could probably be, done in many different ways with angels or with past lives or whatever. What are some of the major benefits of the Akashic Records?
There are so many. I think, again, one of the questions I often get about the Akashic Records is if people have heard of them before, they're often like, oh, that's like exploring your past lives, right? Like you've probably heard that too. And the Akashic Records are like so much more powerful than just looking
Yes.
at past lives. Of course, you can look at past lives. That's just one little aspect of it. But I think when people think about Akashic Records, they're thinking like information and guidance and readings. But I actually like to think of the Akashic Records as this like amazing transformational healing tool. Because I think at my core, like I really resonate as a healer, and it brings so much powerful insight and healing to your life. And so, one of the big areas that the Akashic Records have helped me and have helped others that I've worked with is helping them understand what their gifts are, what's blocking them from them to get their gifts, and really develop them. And so, that's been a big part that really has helped a lot of people there, because that can be such a frustrating thing to be able to get over.
Yeah.
And it's just such an integral part of your soul awakening,
Yes.
is being able to learn to be able to like hear that guidance and be able to like really have that trust and faith in yourself. It feels like you're always just kind of treading water until you get past
Yeah.
that. So I've found that is one really key thing that the Akashic Records can do. Another key benefit that I see with the Akashic Records is that it's also a really powerful tool to help you understand your purpose. And I recognize that most of my life I spent completely floundering, feeling absolutely depressed and, really detached like from myself and my life. And when I look back on it, I realized that really the missing ingredient for me was I didn't feel like I had a purpose.
Yeah.
And so that was a big part of my own personal healing. And what I've seen for others too is that once you're able to really determine that deeper, higher soul purpose that you're here to do, it, even though you might not have like as clear of a roadmap as you want, like here are my exact next 20 steps to
Yeah.
my soul purpose. It gives you, it's like a compass,
It
where you
really,
can keep checking
yeah.
and say,
It
is
it
it like, am I
helps
am I still going
align.
north?
Yes. Yes. Like due north. Yes. You just
Yeah.
start to recognize what is in alignment with your path and what isn't, I think, much more clear because you know the path.
Yeah.
The path is clear.
Yeah, yeah, you know the direction and you can forge that path for yourself. And so I think one thing too that the Akashic Records have taught me is that discovering your soul purpose is a lifelong journey. It's not a like, I'm going to do one reading and now I'm going to be 100% clear
Yeah.
on everything about my soul purpose going forward. It's like the healing journey. It never ends. It's deeper. So,
Yeah.
but it's been so helpful for that. And then, like you mentioned before, I think one of the biggest benefits of the Akashic Records is that it can really help highlight what's blocking you, what's getting in your way, what kind of the core issue is. And so, I have found that a lot of that is, we block ourselves. We're our biggest blocks,
Oh
and
yeah.
so it helps you really clearly what are the beliefs, thoughts, patterns, behaviors that I have that are keeping me in this irritating
And that's
hamster wheel cycle that I
cycle.
can't seem to get
Yeah.
out of. Yeah. And so then it can help you really start to unwind that. And what I found with the healing process is that without awareness, you're going to be on that hamster wheel forever. And
Hmm.
so the Akashic Records can really quickly cut to what the core issue is to give you that awareness so you can start moving out of your patterns and really do some transformational healing.
I love that. Transformational healing. It's really, yeah, jumping timelines, jumping life patterns, getting you out of the hamster wheel. You guys, we can get so easily stuck in the distractions of life, and it's draining your energy, and it's taking you away from your purpose because it's draining your energy. So yeah, we need to get out of that hamster wheel. And that's like the first step. That's major, major.
That's
So,
something I'm really passionate about is that actual long-term transformational healing. Like I think you
yeah,
probably healing on yourself or gone to a healer and you feel like okay, you feel like a lot better for a while, but then somehow you find yourself kind of back to where you were.
yeah,
And I think that is like when you mix the power of the Akashic Records and the Akashic Angels together to do deep healing, you can understand what the core issue actually is and do energy healing and angelic healing on that. But then you can also understand what you need to do to go forward so you don't put yourself back in those same patterns. I think sometimes people just like put the responsibility on the angels or whoever's doing the healing, and then, they forget that they need to take action themselves. And then maybe they have the same thoughts, actions, behaviors that they had before, and it just
yeah,
builds up the same issue over again for them.
yeah. They didn't really step out of the pattern. So, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
definitely our physical environment and taking action in the physical based on that inspirational and intuition. It's like, yeah, that it's a two-part system. Like, um, so then it's amazing and it can benefit so many people. Um, is there a certain type of person that the Akashic is just not for? I mean, is there different ages? Okay, is there different experiences? Like, do you have to be an expert to really feel comfortable working in the Akashic? What are your thoughts on that?
So everyone has the ability to access their own Akashic records. I would say like the most important thing to the guardians of the Akashic Records is integrity. And if you have integrity going in, you're going to be able to access the Akashic Records for yourself and for others. So there's really not anyone who's not allowed in the Akashic Records, or you don't have to have special skill sets or anything like that. What you do need to know is how to communicate energetically. You need to know how to communicate through your intuitive abilities. And that is, of course, what we were talking about, like so many of us really struggled to do. And so that's actually a big part of what I'm passionate about teaching people is I know I really struggled to get that online, and it was like so much different than I ever expected it to be. And so that's one of the really fun things that I like to do is to help people who are really struggling or really maybe having a lot of doubt with their gifts, and really helping them have more confidence and faith in that. And so that's actually part of what I do when I work with people is really break it down to help them better understand how they're getting information.
Yeah,
And so
it
I
really
work with
does.
people who are brand new to intuition and feel like they're like, oh, I
They're
have a
not so
woman in
confident.
my cohort now where she's like, do you ever have someone who just goes to class and just can't do it? Like, am I going to be that person? I was like, no, you are going to be awesome. Um,
Yeah.
but I also have people who are already working in the healing industry that are in my course that have had major breakthroughs in their intuitive abilities as well. Like one woman I work with, she felt like she had never been clairvoyant, and now she receives clairvoyant messages all the time. Another one didn't feel like she could see color in like auras or chakras, and now she totally can. So I work with people both that are pretty seasoned and people who are pretty brand new and just take it a deeper level.
That's awesome. I'm sure so many people are excited to hear that. Um, I I love that. The Akashic is really like your lifeline to your higher self, and it does work with you at whatever level you're on. Like
Mhm.
Amber said, it could be for anyone, and it gives um different access depending on like where you're at. So it's one of those things that it can be really journeyed through and go as a tool on your journey the whole way, the whole time, step by step.
Mhm.
Um, so I know you have an academy, and I think you have enrollment coming up pretty soon. Um, can you let the readers and listeners know how they can get a hold of you, how they can get more information about that, or can you talk a little bit about how your academy is structured?
Sure. My academy is the Akashic Angel Healing Academy, and I call it AHA for short because
Mhm.
of all the aha moments that the angels and the Akashic Records have given me. I've joked and said that, like, in one like 15-minute Akashic Record reading, I got further than I probably would in like 10 years of therapy. Because, like I said, it just like bam, it just gets
Yeah,
to like the core of the issue,
yeah.
and it's so helpful. And so the AHA, the Akashic Angel Healing Academy, is a 6-month dual certification program where you get certified in both reading the Akashic Records for yourself and others, and bringing in the Akashic Angels to be able to basically heal any sort of issue that might come up in the records. And so, you learn a lot about being able to view and heal the energy body, like the aura and the chakras, healing relationships, doing shadow work, soul retrievals, you name it. We dig into lots and lots of different topics, and so I'm working with a group now that will be wrapping up in the beginning of October, and so enrollment is opening in late September for the next group of Akashic Angel healers, and and then class starts in October. So it will run for 6 months, starting in October through the springtime. So you would ask where to find more information. You can find more information about me and the Academy on my website, which is just my name, ambermeyer.com. And I also can share with you, Jane, another link that goes directly to more information about the Academy as well. So I can share both those links with you, and then readers and listeners can click on those directly.
Awesome. Thank you. I think that is perfect timing for your next, like, kind of the fall and winter is all about like going within and kind of the, I don't want to say death, but transformational part of rebirth. And so it's like that timing and just it's beautiful season to have that. So if you guys are, yeah, definitely feeling connected and pulled to really deepen your relationship with yourself and have some major transformational healing take place, you're going to want to contact Amber. And I just want to thank everybody for being with Amber and I today. If you really enjoyed this topic, there's so many more coming up, and also in the Multidimensional Self magazine membership portal. We're going to be posting all of this, and you can watch it on replay as much as you like. Um, so we'll give information on how to subscribe to Multidimensional Self magazine also in the comments. And there's tons of cool stuff, workshops, events, and you'll get special discounts as a member for any special offers coming up and workshops on these. Maybe mini meditations or mini Akashic um, journeys and stuff will be in the membership later. So just fun stuff like that. Um, and we'll make sure you have the info. Thank you for joining us today. Amber, thank you again. And we'll bid you adieu for today.
Thanks so much for having me on, Jane. and thanks for everyone watching and listening. I hope to connect with some of you soon.
Right. We'll see you all later.